Hello everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over a new strategy, and this one works really well. It does involve a paid indicator. It's a paid indicator I paid for a long time ago, so if you guys want to follow along or use this strategy, it will be required to have this paid indicator. I will put links below in the description on the YouTube channel that uses this indicator. They talk about it more, but they have a lot of indicators with their package, but I'm only going to be going over one of their indicators, so you really only need one of them. But you'll get a cheaper deal if you get the package. But you know, I'm not affiliated with them. But I plugged in a certain formula, and it works really well. And this is using the 1348 strategy, which is one of the first strategies that I've learned about. 1348 with the RSI and this paid indicator, and it works really well to find the moments to get in. So I'm going to show you how to set it up, but if you guys want to follow along, it does require a paid indicator. But yeah, if you guys want to get it, I'll put the links below. But other than that, I'm going to show you how to set it up. And it basically what happens by looking at this setup is you'll know the exact point when the buyers become sellers and sellers become buyers, and it's really easy to find those moments where there's a big shift in direction. So I'll show you guys how to set it up, and if you guys want to get the indicator. But I'm going to show you how. Today we're going to be using this formula, and we're going to be using this strategy for crypto, but I'm probably going to be going over this with the other assets as well. So let me show you guys how to set everything up. Okay, so first you need to set up your moving averages here. So I have this set up here as I have 3 smooth moving averages, and with the 3 smooth moving averages, I have, set your colors bright, and have the colors stand out and be bright. And then we have it set for 13, 48, and 200. So 200 is basically, I have the white, and then the other two are the 1348. So the 200 really shows you the overall direction, and the 1348 is where you need to be looking for crosses. So it gives you a good idea of what the overall direction is doing. You got the 200. And really for your trades, you want to make sure the 1348 is crossing, and the 200 basically gives you the overall direction. And then the next things on the indicator is we have RSI, and then we have the paid indicator, which is buyers versus sellers. It's by Trade Confidence, so I'll put the links below if you guys want to get it. Links will be below their YouTube channel, and the link to get this specific indicator. So that's all I'm going to go on about this. If you guys want to get it, you want to get it. Okay, so first thing we need to do is identify the overall trend. So with Bitcoin here, we see that the 200 moving average here is below the 13 and the 48, which means we are in an uptrend. The current trend is up with Bitcoin. So that is the direction that you need to focus on. So what we want to do is we want to look at our buyers versus sellers, and we want to look for our entry points. So whatever time frame you want to do this in, I believe the longer is the better. But what you want to look for is when the buyers and sellers is crossing this point right here in the middle. This point in the middle is when the sellers become buyers, and when it's going down, it's when when it's going up, the sellers are becoming buyers, and when it's going down, the buyers are becoming sellers. So that's basically how it is, and the best entry point is when this line is in between the zero line right here. So this is the best moment to get in for trades. And at the same time, your 1348 has to be in that direction as well. So that's what you got to look for. And basically, the RSI is what I look at when I want to close a trade. So use the 1348 to identify the overall direction. Use the buyers and sellers to find your entry point, and use the RSI to close the trade. So we'll look at a couple scenarios here. Right here we have the last time it happened. The trend is going up. So right here you see it crossing from sellers to buyers, and then we also see it in the RSI. So from this moment we get in right about here. We can ride it out, and we look at when it touches the RSI, which is right here. So we got out right about here. So that's your trade. So let's real quickly, I want to look at the higher time frames, and we'll look at, we'll go to higher time frames, and then we'll go to smaller ones. I find this to be the best by looking at it on the longer time frame. So we'll look at the daily here. We'll follow this formula. So what we first want to do is identify what direction it's going on the daily. And we see that we are in an uptrend. We see, right now we can see that it's about to cross. It's about to cross with the 1348, and we were in an uptrend. So the direction we need to focus on is up. So from looking at the buyers and sellers, we can see that the in between, we would have got in right about here. Got in right about here, ride it all the way out, and this would have been your profit zone. So it has not closed yet because the RSI is not closed. But this is, you could have got in right about here, and you would have got into a big trade. You would wrote it from, this is when the sellers became buyers, from this candle here, and you wrote it the entire thing out. From to where it is right now, this would have been about, I think that's about $8,776 at a 0.01 lot size. Okay, so let's look at the next time to do this trade on the daily. Now, what I like about this and focusing on longer time frames is you'll easily be able to find out when you're going against the trend. So you can find out that it's going against a trend because 1348 is above the 200. So if it goes down, it's against the trend. So you see that happen right here with your buyers and sellers right about here. This is when it's going against the trend. And you could have actually got in on that movement here. It shows it in the charts. This is where it crosses when the buyers become sellers. So right about here is when you would enter. And you write it out and you look at your RSI until it touches, which is right about here. You could have wrote that one out. On the way down, which took 17 days, this is a $9,197 move at a 0.01 if you were trading this on Forex. So let's look real quickly at another moment where it goes up. We see right here that it crosses up from the 0 line right about here. And then we can get in right on this candle here and ride it out till it touches the RSI, which is right about here. This is $7,000 in 9 days of a 0.01 lot size if you trade this on Forex. Let's do one more time here with the daily, and you get the general idea. Let's see if we can find a uptrend and a downtrend. You see it right here. It goes up through, the sellers become buyers at this point, and we were still in an uptrend with the 200 moving average. So you would enter right here with the trade, and you would ride out till it touches the end of the RSI, which is right about here, right about there. So that's a good trade right there. So that's a good trade. So doing this on the daily, if you just do this on the daily, you can find the moments that it starts going up, and you could be really profitable if you do this on the daily. So anyway, this strategy will work for, the best I think it will work for is a higher time frame. So if you find this on the 0 line, when the sellers become buyers and the buyers become sellers, and you also look at your RSI, you use the buyers versus sellers to know your entry point, and you use your RSI to have your closing point. So you'll know when to enter and you'll know when to exit. And then you use your 1348 and the 200 moving average to figure out what the overall direction is doing. So this strategy works really well. I'm going to go over it again with stocks and the other assets. But anyway, if you guys like the strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.